Impossible dream of a play. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
There, he's got it. End zone. Touchdown Titans. There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going, guys? Welcome to the Football Frame of Mind.
There we go. God damn, we frozen again. Somebody on the Wi-Fi. Let me turn my thing off.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, my bad. Let me see. Hopefully it works. All right. Look like we done smoothed out. All right. It's Sunday. You know what that means. Time for the Football Frame of Mind. That's what it is, man. Channel's growing crazy. 27,000 subscribers and counting. It's getting up, you guys. It's getting
We're almost at 29. We're at 28, almost 29.
Oh, my bad. My bad. That was last update. My bad. This update is 28. Oh, it's 29. Close to 30,000 subscribers. 30,000 of y'all that tune into our show, man, whether it be shorts or our live feeds, whatever. Y'all tune in. So we appreciate that, man. So, but before we get started, our usual spiel. Hey.
Yeah, he was in there yesterday, early today.
Glad you in here. Glad you in here. Come on, keep them comments rolling, man. But don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Share the channel too, because that stuff goes a long way as well, man. We would not be in this position without you guys, man. So, but before we get started, man, how you doing?
That's good, man. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of big moves. Things happen throughout the week. A lot of moving pieces, and still a lot going on leading into the draft. Free agency is not over, so expect some moves still to happen in the following days, weeks leading into the NFL draft.
Yeah, man. NFL draft season is here. It's quite a good time, man. I ain't gonna lie, it's a good time because it's fun to see who's willing to make that move. We're gonna make that trade. That one trade in the draft that either blow up everybody's plans. Kind of like the Chiefs trading up to get Mahomes, right? I'm pretty sure everybody was like, well, he might fall to us and we'll be good. And then the Chiefs just blow everybody plan up and draft him, man. So I want to see how that goes, man. I also want to see who the first player is, because it's actually not a given. A few years of when we were growing up, man. Yeah, a couple years where you knew who's going number one, right? Jared Goff to the Rams, you kind of figured that out. Sam Bradford to the Rams, you kind of figured that out. Let's see, who else was the same? Andrew Luck to the Colts, But then you got the year where Cam Newton came out, right? And people actually didn't know he was going number one.
Look at the year Mario Williams got drafted.
Yeah, Mario Williams as well, because he was like, oh, well, it could have been Vince Young. It could have been Matt Leinart.
But I will say, when Jamarcus got drafted, it was pretty consensus that the Raiders were going to take him at 1. I feel like everybody kind of had that feel.
Really? Yeah. I didn't see that shit at all.
Nah, they were talking about it. That was a real Raiders freaking pick.
I didn't see that.
All they were talking about in the media, all they were talking about in the media was his arm strength and his uncapped potential and all this and that. And then, yeah.
I was thinking they were thinking about Brady Quinn, to be honest with you.
I think they knew he was going to be top 5, but nobody would have predicted he was going to drop because they kept showing. I'm pretty sure you remember. I remember watching, and they kept showing the green room, and he's just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. I'm like, dude, he is falling. Like my worst case scenario would have been him staying like within the top 10. I'm like, there's no way this dude drops out the top 10. And he just kept falling. And when he fell to Cleveland, I'm like, that might not be too good.
Yeah, he fell to Cleveland. I was like, yeah, he ain't gonna last that long. Like Cleveland's ass, man.
It's a big what if, man. If had he gotten drafted in that top 10, I think his career would have turned into a lot more than what it was.
I agree. I think he would have been even better, to be honest with you. I think he got a lot of he just got a lot of got a lot of you have froze a little bit. But he had got a lot of flack, I guess, for not winning the national championship at Notre Dame, but he was still a good ass player. And
you were talking about like years that it seemed consensus. Man, when Burrow went number 1, everybody knew he was going number 1. It was his hometown team.
Yeah,
they knew that was
yeah, like one of the best seasons ever. Like, yeah, we know.
That's probably the most clear cut we had seen in a while.
Yeah, probably since Andrew Luck. Probably.
I kind of often wonder though, what would have happened if you would have swapped those 1 and 2 picks and had RG3 going to Indy and Andrew Luck went to Washington? How would that have played out? You know,
probably would have went a whole lot better because, you know what? We'll save that. We'll save that for the what if series, man. We'll save that because I think I kind of want to do that next week.
That would be a cool like back and forth discussion, to be honest with you. Like a back and forth what if. Like one person takes the perspective of one team and the other person takes the other one.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we can say that for next week, man. But anyway, let's get into this week's show, man. Y'all stay tuned, stay tuned. All right, so you know the drill, man. Come on, these 93% of people that aren't subscribed to the channel are watching all the stuff, man. Come on, you're being real stingy, man. Subscribe. Don't be a moocher.
It only takes a second. Why? This is my thing. Subscribe, and then you won't ever have to go searching for us again. It'll literally just keep popping up on your feed. And when you're subscribed, hit that bell notification. So all that stuff will continually hit your feed and hit your notification bar to where you'll always be able to click on us right when you open the app. Be easy.
Yeah, come on, man. Y'all tripping.
The water's fine over here. The water's
fine, man. Come on, join the wherever you're watching this, because I know this showed up on Facebook. I know this showed up on Twitch, on X, YouTube, whatever. Like everything, subscribe to everything, because we're all over the place.
Join the movement.
Yeah, man, no doubt, man. So don't be that 93%. Be the 6%. All right. So, we start off with our college stuff, man. Not much to talk about. We got off-season storylines. Got to read the book. Let's talk about the Irish, baby. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Notre Dame football, man. All right. So, like I said, not much to talk about, but I wanted to touch on this because it's important, right? So, Marcus Freeman and the Irish made the national championship game. And, quite frankly, they made it pretty interesting, in my opinion. So, you gotta be hungry. Gotta be hungry to get back. And they're in a cool spot, because they don't have to play in the conference. They ain't got to share the money. They ain't got to do that. They play a pretty tough schedule being independent because usually independents be playing nobodies sometimes. But they play a pretty tough schedule with their blend of SEC opponents at times and ACC opponents at times.
And
So what's next for Notre Dame football?
I think my biggest thing is keeping the same mindset, because now you've put yourself on the map on a target saying, okay, like all these other years, like, oh, you can't get over the hump, you can't get over the hump. I think it's keeping the same mindset. I think it's continuing to recruit the way you are. I mean, you lost some really good players after this past season. You're going to lose Riley Leonard and some really other good skill position players, as well as like offense, defensive line. I think Marcus Freeman's a really good up-and-coming coach, but I don't think they're going to be able to sneak up on teams the same way. They're going to have to evolve and continue to adjust because, I mean, look, the run they were able to go on the playoffs, that was very impressive because I could have definitely picked them to lose in the first couple of games they played, and they didn't. They ran the table, but, I mean, it's hard to replicate that. It's really hard to replicate that, especially being with the spot that they're in. I think they'll be fine. I mean, they're almost guaranteed. I'm not going to say almost guaranteed, but in my opinion, almost guaranteed a playoff spot. They're not a bad football team. They have a good coaching staff with Freeman and Denbrock running the offense. So, I mean, I think they'll be able to find their way back into the playoffs. But being able to go on that run again, it's going to really need to take the same level of discipline and just a really good head on your shoulders, being able to adjust and making sure you got a good quarterback going in the next year. Riley Leonard played good for the most part last year. And he played good leading into that national championship game as well. So that's how I feel. I think they'll be back in the playoffs, but making that run, I'm not really set to say they're going to do it again. Not yet.
Nah, I don't think they're gonna make the run either. But I am excited to see Jeremiah Love. I'm excited to see what he does in the backfield. He will be probably my favorite coming into this season for the Doak Walker Award because they're gonna feed him and he's gonna get a lot of carries. So the opportunities are gonna be there. So that's one player I'm excited to see from them. But yeah, I think they're gonna make the playoffs. I really do. I think they'll make the playoffs. Just because, like I said, they play some tough teams, but not always the best teams.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll probably be favored in just about every game that they're in. With the I guess the USC is always kind of up and down because they can score. But yeah, I think they'll be probably 11-1 again, maybe. I'd say 11-1. That'd be my high. My low would probably be about
maybe 3 losses.
Yeah, 3-4 losses. That would be the floor. But the ceiling, I think, is 11-1 again. I don't think they're going undefeated. If they go undefeated, that's going to suck because you can't get higher than 5th in the playoff rank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, variety. I agree, but I also think that they play to the strengths of their quarterback, man. Their quarterback, the quarterback could run really well. So I mean, having him, in the running plays, knowing that he's not the best passer, but having that versatility to run with him actually helped them a lot.
But now, Notre Dame can run the ball the way they do because of how good they recruit offensive line. That's why. That's the main reason why they can be run heavy is because they know they're going to be able to move in the trenches.
Yeah. That's one thing Notre Dame does. They recruit them good linemen. So they're going to constantly do that. And that's what it's supposed to be, So, but that's Notre Dame, man. I think they're going to have a good season. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, so nothing too much, man. We gotta get into our recruiting real quick. So now, yeah, they've had a lot of linemen, bro, and that's just the last few years, man. Historically, they've had a great lineage of linemen come out of Notre Dame. them, USC, Iowa, um, Alabama's had some, LSU's had some. So every school that's been at the top of the food chain has had it, but nobody's had as many as Nebraska. Remember that? Nebraska had them hogs out there, bro. Literally.
Them corn-fed boys.
Everybody was trying to get them a Nebraska offensive lineman, bro. Yeah, dudes getting drafted that you ain't never even heard of, but he went to Nebraska though, so that's why he got drafted, man. But here we got the top 5 linebackers, man. We keeping our 2025 recruiting thing going, man. So out of the top 5, man, who you excited to see?
I like the only 5-star, man. Georgia continues to recruit really well on defense. I love the size, 6'2", 225. I would love to see his 40 time. That's perfect size for a linebacker. And being that he's at Georgia, I know he's got to be quick coming off the edge or whether he's in the middle. I really like the size. In fact, he's the only 5-star on the board. Georgia gets him. It's not a huge surprise. They have been killing it, especially with their defensive players up until this point. So I really want to see him. A lot of the other guys have really good size as well. Damn, they're almost all the same. But the fact that he's going to Georgia, I am curious to see how he plays out.
Yeah, man. I actually like Elijah Barnes, man. I think, yeah, he's not like 6'3" or 6'2" or whatever. But I like the fact that he's 230. That lets me know that he's already stocky and built, and he can get to at least 240 or 250 and still be a pretty good linebacker, right? So, you know, he's gonna put on some weight anyway. So it's just a matter of how they use him at Texas, though. But I also look at something, the enrolled status, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you're enrolled already,
Yeah, ahead of the curve.
you're ahead of the curve, and you might not have to sit there. You know what I'm saying? And right, so you get a chance, right? So Notre Dame, I really like this guy too. So with Marcus Freeman being, you know, an ex linebacker, defensive coach, right? You know, if Notre Dame recruits you, you could play. So he could play. I actually want to see if he gets some clock in his freshman year, maybe, or he just sit down. I don't know. But Notre Dame is one of them programs that you might not want to transfer from. You might just want to wait your turn. That's all I'm saying.
And being enrolled, like you're running the chance that you're gonna get first team snaps early on. You might not have to sit all your first season. You might not have the red shirt. You might actually be able to get some first team reps like in the season.
Yeah, man. Like, dude, I'm telling you, if you go in early, take care of your business, and the game, say you're in your freshman year and you behind some All Americans or whatever, good coaches are gonna see that, man, he was here, he was working out, he was with us in the summertime, spring, whatever. He was getting it. So I'm gonna give him some of them mop up minutes, right? Hey, going out there, make a mistake, whatever. Do it full speed. You know, that'll help you going into next season, right? It's like, all right, I didn't do this well, so now I'm gonna do something else well. You know, so I want to see how he plays, man. But definitely Georgia just continues to do Georgia things. So that's all right. That's all right, man. All right, let's move on to our high school player spotlight, man. So last week we took care of our alma mater, man. A good player. Want to see what he does, man. So today we got Sands Doherty, man. Murrow Bay High School out there in Cali, right? He's a junior, 5,000 passing yards, almost 1,000 rushing. Really good player, right? Really good player. He's got a quirky delivery, not like Byron Leftwich, not like that. But it's more like Colin Kaepernick. You know, you got that whip, like, you know. But for a high school player, he's extremely accurate. The receivers didn't have to break stride too much. It was right there. I like the fact that he throws on the run off platform accurately already. So under a new system with probably better players, he might be pretty good. Now, I don't like his size. He's kind of small, but nonetheless, Bryce Young was a mini me in Alabama, and he was tearing it up. So it doesn't really matter as long as you can spin it, right? Interesting about this guy. He's a smarty pants, man. He's a smarty pants. You got five interested schools, right? Boston College, they haven't offered them yet. That's per 24/7, where I got all the information from. But the fact that two Ivy League schools, I want to say Yale and Brown, are interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, people, you don't get into an Ivy League school unless you're 3.5 average taking college courses, right?
You have a very high IQ to be going to Ivy League.
So the fact that these schools are interested in him, he's actually pretty smart, and he can play too. So I think out of the juniors last season, anybody in the class of 26, he was pretty good. He was like, I want to say he was top 10 in yards, maybe even top 5 out of all the juniors last season. That's pure max preps. So say what you want. But when I watched this film, I was trying to think of who would it be, right? So when you watch this film, you got to piece it together in parts, right? You got to piece together his delivery, his escape ability, and his run ability, right? So his delivery gave me Colin Kaepernick vibes, right? But that's it, because he's not like a super fast runner. But he's also got some really escapability. But I was thinking, all right, maybe Doug Flutie, but he's a lot taller than Doug too. So I was like, all right, well, no. So in the middle of that, I went to Jake Plummer, right? And I was like, nah, Jake had more accuracy than this dude. Well, not gonna say accuracy, but he was more of a stature than anything. He could scramble and everything, but his main thing was in the pocket, right? He was carve you up in there. So I went Johnny Manziel, not necessarily because of his running ability, because Manziel was pretty fast. Don't let that fool you. He could get up on you. But the fact that it seemed like he was making plays on the run and like dodging people and everything, I was like, yo, he's got some Manziel in him, man. And the fact that he's accurate on the run, it seemed like whatever offense they run, he is always outside the pocket. He's never just sitting there sometimes. And it seemed like they just let him create. So wherever he goes, he's got to be able to do it in the pocket. Like he's got to learn that first, because he can already move, right? But if he can focus on that, he'll be a good player. And the fact that he got 5,000 passing yards lets you know that he can spin it, man. So
how many stars is he?
I ain't see none on 24/7. I ain't see none. So I don't know. But the fact that Boston College is interested in you,
He's probably at least a 4-star. Maybe you could be pulling a 3-star, but I mean, I'd probably say 4.
Yeah, I could see 3.5, 4. Because 5,000 yards is crazy. That's production.
Yeah, but depending on what kind of competition he's playing too, we've seen guys put up crazy stats, but their stars don't necessarily reflect that because of the competition they're playing.
Yeah, that's true as well. But I do think the fact that he's not at a prep school, like those are the ones you gotta watch out for. The 5 stars that go to the prep schools, because they ain't playing nobody. You gotta watch out for that. But the fact that he's actually at like I guess a pretty normal high school, not no prep, so he might be okay. But like I said, I think that the fact that you got Boston College in there lets me know that they see him. So he's playing against some pretty good competition if they see it. Now the question is, when he start blowing up next year, who else is gonna see it?
Or who's going to get off the fence and offer?
Yeah. So
if they see him, other D1 schools are going to see him. They just might not have the film that they want yet.
Yeah, true. Because like I said, all these schools per 24/7 are interested, but nobody's offering them yet. So, and I didn't see him on three's website, so I couldn't get a look at his X or Instagram because usually players put a lot of stuff on there. Hey, I got offered this and that, right? Because the guy we did last week that went to Terrebonne, he was offered by a couple schools and he had it on his page. So, but nonetheless, man, shout out to Sands Doherty, man. We gonna be watching, man. So we know everybody else is. So y'all check him out. He might be one of the ones. So check him out. Class of 2026. So got one more year to go. But let's get into the meats of the show, man. All right, we know we got NFL stuff to talk about. Let's talk about spending money, man. Talk spending money. NFL teams are spending money, right? All right, so check it out. Check it out. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about in free agency. So which team improved the most during the first rush of NFL free agency, right? So a couple teams here, Steelers, Patriots, Seahawks did a lot of moving, right? But let's just see what else we got here because it could be whatever. But I'm just gonna I threw a couple slides together of the teams I thought made some serious moves. So I want you to, dive in for the fans out there that watch our show, man, to let me know if I'm tripping. All right.
Okay.
So let's get into it. See my little emoji right there. All right. So first team first, man. The Patriots free agent spending habits. Boy, y'all went in on a lot of players, man. So my take on it was, hey, they made some moves. Now, me personally, I don't know if these moves are going to move y'all up in the AFC East pecking order, but Harold Landry, Milton Williams, and I want to say Carlton Davis should help your defense tremendously, right? But then I'm looking like, okay, well, Morgan Moses is okay, offensive lineman, like maybe a stopgap for somebody else. But this is your team. I just know defensively they should be.
My thing is, I like the additions of all those guys. I think Harold Landry is an immediate plug and play, will immediately make a difference. Carlton Davis is a really good player for the secondary. My biggest thing is you did not secure a number one receiver. Your name was floating around for a couple of these guys. I think they really wanted to get their hands on T. Higgins. They obviously Cincinnati ended up giving him the franchise tag, but I think they still could be in play for a couple guys. See that Smooth ended up asked me earlier if Stephon Diggs would be a good fit. I don't necessarily care for the fit because I don't know how he's going to be, one, coming off that injury, and two, he's just been so up and down with just outside distractions. And I mean, he looked good before he got hurt last year. The name I've heard floating around, and they've already been getting rid of a lot of people, is A.J. Brown in New England, maybe trying to make a trade to get him.
No way. No way. Ain't no way they're getting rid of him. Oh, you said 34-year-old. You talking about Morgan Moses or you talking about
But
you're probably talking about Morgan Moses.
Well, Moses didn't sign it. Well, yeah, he did. But that's the main thing I take away. I think for the most part, you did really good. I don't think it hurt to really upgrade your defense because you lost a lot of really good guys last year, especially trading Judon like you did. That sucked because that was like your anchor. So I think getting a young guy like Landry, he's a beast. I really need you to make a move for a number one because May needs help at receiver. Like, we'll be good everywhere else. The offensive line isn't that bad, and defense will help alleviate some of the pressure, but you need to get that number one guy, whether you're trading for him or whether you're going to draft a guy here maybe in the first round. I honestly think Travis Hunter is going to fall to them at 4. But if I'm taking Travis Hunter at 4, I'm fully intending on playing him at corner to be on the opposite side of Gonzalez, and maybe you can play him in some offensive receiver packages. It really just depends. If not, it's a pretty good receiver class, so you could find another guy. But my intentions are more than likely, I think Hunter's going to drop because I just don't see them taking him in the top 3. I think he falls to them at 4 and they take him. So I think the biggest thing they need right now is just the number 1 receiver.
Yeah, I like I said, I think that they have an opportunity to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he was talking about. He was talking about Morgan, right? That's why I said I don't think that helped them offensively. I think defensively you'll have an opportunity to be pretty good. But as far as offensively, that's kind of scary, because you didn't really address anything, nothing too major. Now maybe you address it in the draft, but that can be hit or miss as well, So May's not Tom Brady, so I don't know how he's going to be able to get the most out of this receiving core since he's just as young, maybe younger than them. So I don't know. But defensively, y'all should make a game for it. I think y'all be better than the Jets. I think y'all will be better than
the Dolphins. Dolphins.
I think y'all be better than the Dolphins. But as far as
I think they'll just be better coached. And I think getting that guy from Detroit to run your defense, I think you'll see a lot of that scrappy kind of mentality that Detroit played with.
Yeah, so as you see, I got my stickers up there. I gotta keep. I got them in order of division. So I got them.
You should have got you a Redskin sticker over that Washington Commanders one.
Man, YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
Is like, I don't.
So, this next slide is called Charged Up, man. I think the Chargers made some pretty cool moves. Okay. So let me explain. All right. So getting Mekhi Becton, cool. Big move.
Yeah, that was a great pick.
Good move. Now, re-signing Mike Williams, not necessarily sure about that.
No.
You got Najee Harris on a 1-year deal, right? If you followed high school recruiting,
I like the sign. I like them getting Dante Jackson.
Yeah. If you follow high school recruiting, you know the history between Najee Harris and Jim Harbaugh. He really wanted him to go to Michigan, but he ended up going to Alabama, and the rest is history. But now they finally, a couple years later, they finally meet up in the NFL. So it should be a good running game for the Chargers, but we'll see. But everything else just feels like blah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I thought they improved, obviously, the running game, offensive line, Bradley Bozeman. They did some moves there, right? They got Joe Alt a couple years last year in the draft. That turned out to be a hit, right? But you need some help on defense, right? Maybe the secondary as well. You need to replace all the production, I guess, that Bosa gave you. Right, so you needed to kind of replace that as well, and I don't see it. Now, I like Deshaun Hand. I'm actually glad he's still in the league because he went to Alabama and he wasn't the highest draft pick. But he's doing something right because somebody gave him a new contract. So that's always good to see. But I don't see much improvement on defense for real, besides for bringing back Khalil Mack on a 1-year deal. Denzel Perryman, he's been there for a while, but I don't know if he's that good. I like Dante Jackson, like you said, he's very fast. But what else did you add? You know what I'm saying?
The fact that Jalen Reagor has a job. I'm just saying.
Man, look, hey, he resigned, so they saw something in him, right? But at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that J.K. Scott is the punter for them. J.K. Scott's like a multi-time Pro Bowler at the punter position. So that might be an underrated signing for the whole league. Like, because having a good punter can change everything for your team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially on defense, right? You're flipping the field, shit like that. So that might be an underrated signing.
But I'm not
Another
impressed with what they did at all.
another Bama player, by the way.
I just feel like they could have done better, man. Like I feel like, especially with the division getting better, I feel like the Chargers could have did a little bit better.
I can say that, but I can say they did a lot better than most teams. You know,
Yeah,
and
I
I
get
don't
it.
think as we get deeper into the improving teams, you see what I'm saying. They made some improvements to position themselves um, for opportunity to try to beat the Chiefs. Right? You know, you got the quarterback that can put up some numbers, right? Obviously, he has to do is get his playoff stuff together. But I don't know. I don't know. Let me see.
I've
I don't
heard
know.
that there's some teams interested in Dobbins.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know how much
I'm
that'll
not really
impact.
sold on Najee, to be honest with you. I'm not.
Man, I am, man. Like, look, his production, right, can be lost in what it is that people look at. Like, if you're looking just at it at face value, like, oh, he's not really worth the first round pick. But from 2021 till now, he's had all 1,000 yard seasons, right? So with that, the production is there, right? I don't know if there's been any injuries. I ain't really look into it like that. But I know for a fact that he's had 1,000 yards every year since he came into the league, right? That's a pretty good list of running backs that did that. So the fact that he's going to a better team in terms of offensive line, because they improved a little bit, and you know you got the quarterback whisperer that is Jim Harbaugh. Every quarterback he's touched seemed to have been pretty good. So now you got a really good option, right? And probably not scared in terms of injuries that Dobbins had, right? Because I felt like that was a stretch. I was like, yo, really? We just had him on the Ravens and he got hurt on the first play. So I'm like, yo, okay, that's a stretch. But now you got a guy that not only can help you in the run game, he's a fantastic catch pass catcher out the backfield. So I think that helps them a lot, man. I think a lot of the struggles around the Steelers was their offensive line and quarterback play, bro. I mean, it's tough to run when they know you're gonna run because you know you can't pass. So it's tough to do that. People like to say, "Oh man, he ain't that good, man." Look, you try to run with 8 people in the box, maybe even 9, because you know your quarterback's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo. So that's my thing. So I think it'll be a positive. Now the 1 year deal is actually kind of scary to me because I'm like, yo, why would you just give him one? But he got some incentives and stuff. So if he does better, he does better. So I don't know. But I expect them to pick another running back in the draft at some point. Somebody. Maybe not in the first round. I think they're gonna go somewhere else, maybe receiver. But I don't think they're gonna get a running back early. But I do think they improved though. They are way better, or not way better, but a little bit better than they were last year. So let's go on to the next team, man. The Commanders are for real, man. So the Commanders made some moves, man. So many moves. I couldn't even put it all on the page. They signed a punter and a kicker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know how that affects them, but hey, they made so many moves, couldn't even put it on the page, right? Young team made it to the NFC title game last year. So they decided that they were just gonna go all in, right, on building this team up. So they improved a lot over the other 2 teams, I guess, under
Mm-hmm.
them. The Giants did nothing, and the what's the other thing? The Cowboys
Cowboys.
didn't. So they already moved into second place, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but these moves that they made they could make it interesting for them winning the NFC East. Now, let me explain.
Oh,
Let me explain. Okay, so my take on it is you got Debo Samuel, right? If you can squeeze anything out of him, right, in terms of being another option. I feel like sometimes you got Terry McLaurin and him, they kind of do the same thing sometimes. So I'm kind of like, all right, how does that really work? But Debo Samuel's been trying, look like he's been trying to get out of San Fran for a while. So maybe this is a fresh air for him, right? I do like Laramie Tunsil though, because offensive line was kind of a weakness for them. Even though Jaden Daniels can run, you'd rather not have the RG3 situation again. So get him some protection and one of the best linemen in the league. I personally didn't think he was going to be that good, considering how his draft day went. I was like, I don't know how good he's gonna be, but he turned out to be an All-Pro and a Pro Bowler. So say it what you will, dude's been a beast, right? And they actually addressed some things as well. Javon Kinlaw was actually really good, really good in my opinion. In fact, Cleveland Farrell is good too, because he was a first-round pick a couple years ago out of Clemson. So that's a good move, right? So if you can squeeze anything out of those guys, right? Cleveland Farrell, Kinlaw, and they still got Bobby Wagner, so that's a good captain on defense. So I think they made a really cool step forward in winning the division with the Eagles having so much subtractions. What you think? Am I tripping?
You pretty much touched on everything I was going to. That was the three biggest moves that stood out to me. Everything else was good for depth and everything else. So, I mean, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, man. I mean, and you got a pretty serviceable backup in Mariota. Should something happen, you don't wish that on Daniels, but Mariota's had some success in the NFL. So it's not like, it's not like he hasn't done it before. The Falcons literally got him a couple years after being a backup. So they believed in him when I want to say that was Arthur Smith's first year or something like that. So they believed in him. So he obviously can play still. So I like, you don't want to have to lean on that, but hey, it's better than nothing. So, but the Commanders definitely are for real, man. Hold up, we got a comment, man. Let's see. Let's see. I would actually think that they need an upgrade at running back. That's where I would go. Because don't get me wrong, I am the Bama homer of the two of us, right? So I don't want to see none of my Bama players without no NFL job. But if they want to make their offense truly unstoppable, I would get an upgrade at running back. That's where I would go. I love Brian Robinson. He's a bell cow, but you need some lightning to that thunder, if you know what I mean. But move on to the next team, man. The Titans did prove, man. So what you think about the Titans moves, man?
How many other teams you got?
I don't know. It might not be that many.
You got Seattle on there too?
Yeah, I got Seattle.
I mean, the biggest need Tennessee had was offensive line, and they addressed it. Guards, tackles. The biggest thing is whoever you're going to have there you're running your offense, you have to protect them, and they definitely addressed it. That's my biggest thing. Offensive line was the biggest what if. Now that you've signed guys, you might not have to go offensive line as high. You just take your quarterback in the first round and go from there.
Yeah, man. So that's what I was thinking. I think they made some serious moves. Johnny Hekker at punter, though. That's a good move. I've been Johnny Hekker for a long time. My St. Louis Rams days. He's been a really good punter for a long time. And people kind of like, oh, man, it's just a punter, man. Shit. All right. You've seen some teams that have really bad punters, and it changed their whole season around, right? So, like, just be on the lookout for that, man. But I thought getting some offensive line help was important, and they started right there, man. So, yeah, they did. They let Zettler walk, man. They did, which is surprising to me. I didn't think they would, but they did. So that's another chink in the armor for the Lions, man. Although losing their coordinators was pretty bad too. So that was tough as well. So let's see. We shouldn't have that many, man. All right, so that's my pretty last one. So all right, the new Hawks, not the Seahawks, the new Hawks, man. So I'll let you take this one. What you think?
I mean, the biggest thing is getting the quarterback. You get a guy who's coming off a career year, playing with some really good weapons, had their team within shouting distance of the NFC title game. I think Darnold's a really good fit here. I did predict him to go here. I thought it was the best, most stable situation I found. And I mean, if you can get a healthy year out of Cooper Kupp, that is going to be best case scenario. You still have JSN coming back. You have Noah Fant and some other weapons. I think Seattle's going to be really good off. And Valdez-Scantling's a really good, just extra guy to throw in there for a deep ball. But I like the signing of DeMarcus Lawrence. I think it helps get them some pressure up front. They have a really good secondary. I think Seattle's gearing up to try to make a run this year. I'm not saying maybe Super Bowl, but if all the dominoes fall the way they need to and Sam Darnold plays like he did last year, Seattle's got a really good shot to win the division, especially before last week. I think we both agreed that the Rams were going to run away with it, but now I'm not so sold on that. I think Seattle has just as much of a chance to win the NFC West than the Rams, and I really like Darnold there. I think it's a good fit.
Yeah, man, I agree. I think getting DeMarcus Lawrence, man, was a big move. I think he's tired of losing and he wanted a chance to win. You know, he signed that big ass deal with the Cowboys, and it was like, really? I don't know about that. And it really didn't work out, right? Cowboys had a bunch of issues and things like that, man. But interesting fact about Marcus Valdez-Scantling. Every team he's been on, the quarterback has won MVP. Surprising. So can Sam Darnold win? Can the Darnold train?
He played in New Orleans and that didn't happen. So
man, we ain't talking about that. We talking about the other
team.
We talking about the other team. We're not talking about them. We ain't talking about them.
You said every team though that he played on.
We ain't talking about them. We ain't talking about them. Every team. We weren't even talking about them at all. We don't even count them.
But you said every team though, so
every team except them.
Okay, see, there you go.
No. We wasn't even talking about them. He didn't play there.
But you said every team.
He didn't play there. He didn't
play there.
No, he did not. He did not play there. He didn't play there. We're not talking about that.
Okay. Whatever you say, partner, because when you look at them stats, you're going to see NO right there.
No, man. I can't. I cut that off. We're not talking about the Saints right now. All right. So, all right. I think that might be the last one. Either way, the AFC West is wide open, man. We'll touch on this real quick, man. But the Broncos added some stuff, man, and I kind of like the safety right here, Talanoa. I like him. I like Greenlaw too going there. That helps the defense. The defense that's already top 10.
He's a major difference maker.
Yep, I agree. Now the sneaky good thing, like I said in my short earlier today, Evan Ingram.
That's a huge plus.
Huge.
That's a safety valve that he needs.
Huge for Bo Nix, man. He's like second in the last 5-6 years in receptions at tight end. So he's been doing work. So should be really good, man. So Broncos definitely made some moves.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Yeah. Let's ride, man. They definitely gonna do that. All right, so now we into the disappointing part of it, bro.
Ooh.
The disappointing part of it, man. What's up, lady? How you doing? My lady?
Found the Bacon Bandit.
Yeah, did we find the Bacon Bandit? Has he stolen anything else tonight? But let's get into the most disappointing teams, man. So we know you see these people on here, these teams, right? So you know it's pretty disappointing if you see these teams on here. So let's get into it, man. They did nothing. Exactly, they did zero. Zero. But we about to dive into it, man. Let's get into it, man. So the Aints are back, man. The Aints are back. What do you think about your Saints, bro?
I wouldn't say that. I think that's a little bit of a stretch. Like
Stretch.
yeah, I think that's a stretch. I think you
Oh,
can start
dude.
saying the Aints. I think you can start saying the Aints are back when they start fighting with 3-2-3 win seasons back to back. I think that's when that's back. I think you would say the Aints are back if they would have overpaid for like an older coach and did a whole bunch of other moves. Now, do I think they overspent on some people? Yeah. I think Jawan Johnson getting a $30 million deal was a terrible signing. I think he's good, but he's never fully lived up to the potential. The only deal on here that is worth talking about is getting Justin Reed. I think that's a really good signing for your secondary. He's got great playoff experience. He's played in a good system. Really good move. I would not have extended Chase Young that much. He was okay. I would not have invested $51 million into him. It's the general manager, man. Like the only bright spot is them getting Justin Reed. That's at least one guy who you know can go out there and make plays, good leadership. Everything else is a wash to me. It's going to come down to this. You have a first-year head coach, first-year offensive coordinator. You got Staley back running the defense. If things don't necessarily play out, like if you don't hit 8-9 wins, they're gonna more than likely part ways with the general manager, and then Kellen Moore will probably get a lot more say so in like what they're gonna be doing going into the future. I feel like I think this year is kind of like a whatever year. It's gonna help get him and his coordinator some experience. Based on what happens if they don't see enough, I could definitely see them letting the general manager walk because I think this is the last year of his contract. So I'm thinking this time next year they'll have a new general manager and probably a new, better direction for the team and the organization as a whole.
All right, we got a comment here. You just hang it up like
He's
a
first ballot Hall of Famer, though, bro. I mean, you can't really talk to him like that.
I think he got another 2 years to really play. Like he's been good. 15 years in the NFL. He's still productive. I think he got at least another 2 years to really do his thing, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that, man. But everything else, I ain't know Dante Pettis was still playing in the league, to be honest with you. Because he was on my Rams back in the day.
No, I do like the Gocho signing. That's the only other thing I'd say it isn't bad. I think it helps them from the defensive line, but that's it. I wouldn't have brought Chase Young in on that much money. I think that was dumb.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because if Washington didn't do it, why would you do it?
Not saying he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't worth you giving him $51 million extension. I just don't see it.
Oh, I agree, man. That's why the comments up there, man. The captions up there. Are they back? I don't know, man. It's like you said, it'd be a whatever type of season, man. But whatever is not a good. You don't want to be saying that.
But you're in limbo, man. But we knew that going into the offseason it was going to be something like that, especially with them retaining management and them getting a first-year coaching staff. I think we kind of anticipated to have that reaction. Especially with the fact that they didn't have money in cap space either. They had to create cap space to even do this.
Yeah.
So
right about that. All right, man. Same team
caption. Hey, we said this the other day. We literally
same team since 1999. Your Cleveland Browns, man. So they decided to give Myles Garrett, man, the biggest contract for a non-quarterback in NFL history on a team with no quarterback, probably for this season. You're not going to have
future.
Yeah, you're not going to have Deshaun Watson this season because of a re-torn Achilles. So you just decide, oh, well, we're just going to pay our defensive guy a lot of money when you probably should have traded him and got as much value as you can get back for him. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all, dude.
I would.
I don't understand it, man. You
I,
got a generational pass rusher, bro. A generational pass rusher, and you don't trade him at the height of his
and
value.
we know what they should have did. They should have traded him while the iron was hot. You could have stockpiled picks, and then you could have traded out of that freaking top 3 pick you had, and then you could have stockpiled all that and rebuilt the roster the correct way. Got rid of that dead money. If you're stuck with Watson, you're stuck with Watson. Okay, you restructured his contract, you stuck with him, whatever. Outside of that, I'd stockpile as many picks as possible and rebuild from top to bottom. If you can trade out of some other bad contracts, cool. But get it. Like, he already said he wanted to go a winner, but you want to do what you did with Deshaun Watson in the first place and just throw this huge contract when it wasn't necessary. He's still a really good player. He wants to win. Send him somewhere in the NFC. You'll get probably 2 first-round picks and some compensation picks. Trade out of the top 3, and you're good. If you can't draft everything this year, next year you're going to have a freaking laundry list of draft picks that you can take anyone you want.
Yeah, side note, they did trade for Kenny Pickett, though.
He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yeah, with Dorian Thompson-Robinson, man.
I wouldn't have got rid of DTR for Kenny Pickett. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I would. I think the Eagles actually won that trade, bro. To be honest with you.
They did.
I think they
got a 5th round pick this year. Yeah, they won the trade. They traded DTR and a 5th round pick for a bag of chips.
Man, and they got Devin Bush.
Probably, dude, that's bad.
Bro, they're gonna be terrible next year.
It's literally been a revolving door for 26 years.
Yeah, bro. Like, so, what, we have 41 quarterbacks since 1991? About to be 42,
well,
I think.
Let's just say since they came back in 99. Let's see.
Yeah, it's been like 40.
Let's see. Hey Siri. How many starting quarterbacks had the Cleveland Browns had since 1999? 40.
I told you.
No, 41.
I told you 40.
So they're gonna have 41 different. That's crazy.
So Kenny Pickett is gonna be 41. Yeah. So I mean, you just go down the line, bro. I mean, Jeff Garcia. No, first of all, no. We gotta start off with the first one, the original Browns quarterback, Tim Couch. Let's start there.
Tim Couch.
Start there.
Derek Anderson.
Then you throw Derek Anderson
Charlie
in there.
Fry.
Jeff Garcia, Charlie Fry,
Brady Quinn.
Wallace. I want to say Jake Delhomme too.
Jake Delhomme, RG3.
RG3, like, bro.
Baker Mayfield,
Johnny Manziel,
Brock
bro.
Osweiler.
Then you got oh man,
Josh Brian Hoyer.
Like, bro, man. Oh, the unsung hero, Spurgeon Wynn. Remember him?
They should have just been running Josh Cribbs at quarterback for all that.
Bro, for real, man. But the Browns, I'm sorry, Browns fans, expect to be real bad next season.
I made a short before I got on here. You know what the caption was? Browns fans, are y'all all right?
Man, look, I don't even
what
think
kind of
goofy quarterback, bro.
See that smooth? Like, what kind of goofy question is that? You know that no quarterback's gonna save that. The Browns will not be saved till they get some competent management in there. They have to get competent management in there. It starts there. It starts from the top. They have to have good general management, starting to move the right players in, moving the bad contracts out, getting the right coach and staff in there. Like, it's levels. If you just throw a quarterback like that in there, he's just going to become another statistic. He'll be quarterback number 41 or 42. Nobody's going to come in and fix that. It has to start from the top.
Yeah, man. Like, seriously, though, I don't think they pick a quarterback. I think they put them – if they pick a quarterback, you're just doing the cycle over again.
They're either going to take the best player available, but they have the second or third pick. Cleveland's got number 2, yeah?
I think they got the second pick.
They've got 2. The Giants have 3, and the Patriots have 4. you're either going to take best player available, which is you're looking at probably Abdul Carter, maybe at 2. Maybe I don't think they're not going to take Travis Hunter at 2. Best case scenario for the Browns is they trade out of 2. They can trade with somebody like picks 5 through 10, and they can move back a few picks and get some stuff back. I think that's the best move for them. I mean, you can get Carter, but I just don't. I would just trade back if I'm the Browns.
Yeah, I would, man. It just you need too much, and you just put yourself in a lot of trouble. So, we'll see. I don't know, but the Browns still the same team since 1999.
Oh man, no dogs in the pound.
No, they ain't barking at all, man. All right, the drought continues, man. Another team that's been bad since the 90s, bro.
Dude, what do you see? Like
nothing.
Like, look, okay, let's go down the lines. So, like, I can already see a couple guys who like are played out. They're not going to work out. Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams is injury prone. Dante Fowler is not going to do anything for you. Peyton Turner was a wasted first round pick. Maybe Solomon Thomas. I mean, Kenneth Murray's okay. Like, there's nothing on this that says I want to contend in 2025 at all. You are pretty much.
I'm really mad that people wasn't lining up to sign. I'm surprised they didn't jack up the price for Kevontae Turpin, dog. Because I personally think he could be a receiver, a legit receiver, bro. Because he's so fast, right? If you get him with the right receiving coach, man, you could turn him into something special. So I'm personally surprised that even though he was a restricted free agent, that somebody didn't jack up the price, to make them not re-sign him, right? So that's my whole thing. So I'm kind of mad that he's still stuck there. But man, look, everybody else, man, that's
a wash, bro. And then you got a new first year coming in.
Trade. The Titans won this trade, like they got rid of Kenneth Murray, like, that's they got some more draft capital, man, but everything else is just horrible.
They're fighting for third place in the division.
Yeah,
like,
man.
They're not getting past the Commanders or the Eagles, like, at all. There's no chance. And depending what the Giants do in the draft, the Giants could surprise people. You really never know. I'm not sold on the
Giants got a better team. The Giants got a better team than the Cowboys, in my opinion.
That's what I'm saying. Depending on what they do in the draft, if they do good in the draft, they could end up being the 3rd seed in this division. It's just horrible. It's horrible. Like, this is like the worst. Bro. This is the worst free agent class I feel like they've had in a long time. Like, I feel like they at least usually get somebody. There's not one name on that list. I'm like, okay, like, at least y'all got somebody. I don't see anything that leads me to believe they're trying at all. That's horrible.
Yep, that's bad, bro. That's bad. This is a real bad thing, man. That's real bad, bro. So, but
don't worry about it. Are you frozen?
No, dude, you're frozen.
I'm not frozen. I was sitting there because I was trying to hold my face from breaking out laughing.
Bro, I seen the pause button. I'm like, what you doing?
No, I'm muted.
Pause, muted, same thing.
Yeah, I muted because there was noise in the background.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There is noise in the background. Do you want to wait? You want me to leave it? Okay. Oh, wait. Well, never mind. You're not going to hear that noise. They opted not to make that noise.
Let's do it. All right, man. Let's get to the next team, bro. Hold up. Let me get a comment. All right, the beach is closed, man.
That's another one. It just said the beach is closed.
Yeah, man. Like, for real. They even draft, I don't know, man. They drafted a guy named Taco Charlton. Remember that?
Dude, this is bad too, bro. Like, Miami is like tanking. Like,
they got Zach Wilson, though.
What? Like, what?
Zach Wilson.
Like, what is this? You let Raheem Mostert walk for nothing. Like, you have nothing. There is nothing here. The beach is closed until further notice. They need to just bring Dan Marino back at this rate. Like golly.
They got Jackson Carmen. He was good with Clemson.
And Alexander Madison. Ooh.
They got KJ Britt. He was okay.
Oh man, that's the problem. This free agent class isn't even okay. This is gross.
Yeah, this is bad, bro. Beach is closed. Anybody out there?
Like, what is going on?
Yeah, this is bad, bro. That's bad. They need to go back to the old logo. I don't like that. That's not intimidating.
Dude, bring back the 90s, 2000s logo and bring back the cool little pop-out numbers, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. They need a live dolphin. That's what they need.
They're gonna have a tank and they're gonna have a tank like behind the scoreboard with a dolphin in it.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty dope.
Bro. Yeah, they need to bring the live animal back, bro. They've been bad ever since they took it away. Yeah, bro. Yeah. To scoring 70 points in a game to tanking, it's like crazy, bro. But
it's not looking good.
Quarterback, man. That's a quarterback, dog. Man, you it's tough when you can't depend on your quarterback to be there, man, because he one hit away from not playing no more.
But their defense didn't play good last year either, though. But they were tired.
Yeah, so might be the end of old McDaniels down there, man. So we'll see. We'll see, man. But that should be. All right, last slide before we get into our draft, man. Let me pull that up actually real quick. Yeah, so but I'll take the Bills and Dolphins. You take the Patriots and the Jets, man. So the offseason moves that are non-negotiable for the Bills, man, is honestly add another receiver. But I really don't think they need much, man. I'd say add a receiver, another go-to guy, because they won with less, and you're gonna win this division pretty easily. So you don't need all of that star power. But to get past the Chiefs and get to the Super Bowl, they're gonna need another go-to guy, man. So I think that's a non-negotiable, man. For the Dolphins, man, I would say, man, I don't know what makes them better, but I'd say you probably need to add a running back because you let Mostert go for absolutely nothing. So I would say add that. Maybe that's the way to go. So Tua doesn't have to pass that much. You can get you a bell cow, man. Somebody that you can hand the ball to 20 times, man. Because if you can get a running back that you can give the ball to 300 times in a season, I think that'll keep Tua from having to pass and run so much. I think that's a non-negotiable. I don't know what turns them into a playoff team because I think they got a lot of problems, but that's where I would start. That's a non-negotiable for me. At some point throughout this offseason, you have to add a running back, and then you'll see where it goes, man. But that's it.
So for the Patriots, it's all about the draft. I think sitting the fourth pick, I think you either need to get Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. If for some crazy reason you get to the fourth pick and neither one of those guys are on the board, I'm taking the receiver out of Arizona with the fourth pick. You need to get that stud guy from May to throw it to. That's worst case scenario, though, because you can't pass up if you get Travis Hunter at 4. You can't pass up if you have a chance to get another generational type player like Abdul Carter. I think that's the biggest thing for me, really knocking it out of the park with the fourth pick. I feel like any one of those three guys will make a huge difference for you. And the Jets, man, I think it's just continue to build your offense around Fields. I think your defense is set. I think you're good. They've proven that they can play. I think for Aaron Glenn and company, I think it's just about building a really solid offense around Fields, making him feel comfortable. playing to his skill set, and just continue and trying to develop him, because obviously he can run. I think it's just trying to get him to settle in and be able to make those good throws that we've seen him make in college and early on in his career. I think it's just continue to just keep your defense where they're at and continue to build around Fields and play to his strengths.
I agree, man. I agree. I think for the Patriots, it's really important for them to get a receiver, man. Something like that. If you get Travis Hunter, man, he can do both for you, man. So that's pretty good, right? Two birds with one stone. But if you're the Jets, man, they need a lot of help too, man. They need a lot of help too. But building around Fields, I agree with that, man. So that's the meat of the show, man. But here's the fun part. If you've been sticking around this whole time, man, 57 people, 58 people watching, 7 watching live on YouTube, man, for your 7 people, man. Thank you for those 38 watching on our X and the 12 watching on our other X, man. We appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, man. Like it up, man. Like it up, man. And for that person that just stopped watching, man, I'm gonna find you. Nah, man, I'm just playing. But yeah, we about to share this screen real quick, man, so we can do this draft, man. Hopefully it don't act all crazy like yesterday, man. So I'm trying to think. God damn, man, I need to get these ads off of here, man. All right, so we're gonna do all of it. Let's take it slow, man. So what did we do last time?
I mean, we can just. I mean, I think it's good that I think we can run through 1 through 20, because things have changed since we did it last time. I don't think it would take that long.
Okay, all right.
So you want number 1?
Yeah. So I went. I went Cam Ward.
Okay. I'm not going to do any crazy trades here. It would take a little bit too long. I feel like if the Browns are sitting at 2, I don't see a reason for them to take Hunter. I'm taking Carter at 2. I feel like he's a difference maker. It'll at least help having him and Garrett on the same defensive line.
All right. I think. All right. If we're going there, then I think Shedeur goes to New York.
Damn, you still think he's going that high?
Hey, they need a quarterback, man.
Yeah.
They need a quarterback, man.
Give me Travis Hunter at 4. I think it's going to happen. If he's there, they're not passing.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think Shedeur goes to New York, though, man, because they need a quarterback, man. If you go into next season with Tom DeVito or whoever at your quarterback, your fans gonna be upset. So, but Jacksonville, man.
Who you take?
I'm gonna go. I think you gotta get some protection, man. I think they go Will Campbell.
Okay. I mean, I can get down with that.
Yeah. And then we got the Raiders next.
So the Raiders, you could really go anywhere. You could go corner here. You could go running back or receiver. I'm gonna go McMillan. I'm gonna go McMillan at 6. I think you get Geno in there. I think you need another good weapon. I think the Raiders go receiver. I think it's a real Raiders thing to do.
Yeah, I mean they got the quarterback who's pretty accurate. He was 70% last season, so he throws the ball where it's supposed to be. So that's pretty good. If I'm the Jets, man. Oh man, y'all just lost.
Not Becton.
Yeah, I just lost DJ Reed, so I think you go Will Johnson.
Okay.
You want to create that Antonio Cromartie, Darrell Revis defensive backfield duo. And I think you got Sauce and you got Will Johnson. I think it'll be pretty good there.
At number 8, give me Michael Williams out of Georgia.
I think that'll be good for Carolina, man. because you just extended J.C. Horn. So,
Mm-hmm.
you need some defense as well, man.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, who you got going to New Orleans at number 9?
Man, I really think they should move up off of Alvin Kamara and then take Genty and then just go from there, man. Go from there. But they in a weird spot, man. So
I mean, that's not a terrible pick. I mean, it's possible to happen.
yeah, man, that's possible, but I don't think they got a need for running back. Like it's not like a serious need. I mean, it says need, but you see it at the back of the need list, right?
Yeah.
So, man, say y'all need receiver and corner, man. So I don't really see no corner that I would reach on at this point. So maybe you take Kelvin Banks.
I mean, it doesn't have tackle, but I mean, they did just lose. Ramchek's gone for good, so I mean, tackle's not a terrible way to go there. I think it would be a good idea.
Yeah, so I mean, then you got Jalen Walker too. I would take Jalen Walker, man. I say they probably take the best player available, and the best player available would probably be Jalen Walker.
Okay, that's not bad. I probably would have went tackle. The Bears. I think that the Bears did really good at addressing the offensive line. I think we go defensive line. Give me Mason Graham at 10.
Yeah, I could see that. I actually would have went Genty there, because you need somebody to spell Caleb Williams a little bit.
But it's a good running back class. You can get a good running back in the second, third round.
Yeah, so if I'm San Francisco, I don't know, man. I literally just signed. I think did Mac Jones get signed with them?
Yeah.
So that's actually not a really good look for Brock Purdy, if you ask me. Like I think it might be a quarterback competition, bro, that nobody's talking about because they haven't extended him yet.
No, they
So
haven't.
I think
I wouldn't.
so.
If I'm San Fran, I wouldn't.
So I'm thinking, all right, if you're them and you got a quarterback competition, man, let's draft somebody that we don't have. You know, I think they might go Luther Burden, man. They don't have a receiver like him.
No, and they're looking to probably get rid of Ayuk too. So I mean,
yeah. So I would go Luther Burden at 11 from Mizzou, because they don't have a receiver like him. You know.
So the Cowboys have a lot of needs. But there has been a name floating around that said he wanted to play for Dallas, and they need somebody at the position. Give me Genty to the Cowboys at 12.
Well, that'll be good. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so we have the Dolphins at 13. So a lot of people have been taken. So I think you go for the best player available, man. And at this point, they got some receivers, but you don't know how Tyreek Hill gonna look. You know Waddle gonna be there. But I think you boost up the offensive line, man. Give me Kelvin Banks, man. You need some help.
That's where I would have went.
Yeah, I think you go there.
Ooh, okay. So if I'm Indianapolis, you have a bunch of options. But being that my quarterback situation is up in the air, I want to make things as easy for that guy to get the ball as possible. Give me Tyler Warren to the Colts.
Yeah, I was going there too. I was like, if he falls to the Colts, that's the perfect spot.
Guess what? That's Dallas. That's Dallas Clark 2.0 right there.
Yeah, bro. Like he got way more ups than Dallas Clark did.
That would help out. That would help out whoever's gonna be that guy. He can get it.
All right, so the Falcons, man. The Falcons is pretty one of those teams that's hot in the offseason. And people like, man, if they put it all together, they got a good ass team. So I'm gonna say they go off the grid a little bit. I wanna say you draft Malachi Starks, man, to put him back there with Jesse Bates III. But but I also think, man, they need some oomph in the middle. Because I want to say they got rid of Grady Jackson.
Yeah, Grady Jarrett's gone.
Yeah, Grady Jarrett. So I'm gonna go Walter Nolan. They need some nasty in the middle.
Okay, I actually
Yeah.
like that. I like that.
They need some nasty in the middle. So I'm gonna go there. I think they.
So man, this is kind of tough. They do have needs that most of their needs are gonna be on defense. I'm gonna go with a pick that people have kind of been in question about. Give me James Pierce to Arizona right there, edge rusher.
Okay. Nah, I like that because they just picked up Josh Sweat too, so that'd be pretty good. So Cincinnati, man, they got the receivers. They got the receivers. They got a tight end or two, but I think they want to upgrade running back. So I think this might be our first reach of the thing. I think they take a running back, but I don't know who.
I'd probably say, ooh, that's tough, bro. Because,
but if I'm being honest, I think the most complete running back, man, is I say Caleb Johnson.
Yeah, I was either gonna say him or Omari and Hampton. It was gonna be one of those two guys.
Yeah.
All right, so
I think they reach on a running back there. You
know. We got Seattle. So we got offensive tackle. We got Malachi Starks. Don't need safety. With Kent Grant, defensive tackle. We don't need that. If I'm Seattle, I'm probably gonna go with the offensive line. Give me Josh Simmons from Ohio State right there.
Okay. I would have went a different one there. I would have went the offensive tackle. I would have went the other dude. Oh, he ain't even up there. My bad. I was gonna go Donovan Jackson. He cold. I like him, but he might not be first round talent though. All right, so we're the Bucks, man. You know, they've been pretty good at drafting safeties. Let's get Malachi Starks in there.
Okay.
Let's go Malachi Starks. Yeah. They got offensive talent. So let's just get a good defensive player in there.
So I think your biggest thing with Denver, you need to go offense. So if you want to click on that offensive tab for me, please. Honestly,
I'd take Ibuka.
They need a running back too, though. They need running back bad.
I actually I like Scatterbo.
I wouldn't take that. I think that's a bit of a reach, though. Give me
man. That boy cold, man.
Yeah, but I just don't see him going that high.
Yeah.
I
can't believe he's not higher though, man. Damn, did they not see that damn playoff game?
Give me Kenshawn Judkins to Denver. Versatile back. He can run. He can catch. I think that kind of fits what Sean Payton likes to do.
All right. So I think that's it, right? We was doing 11 through 21.
Yeah,
right?
Unless you wanted to finish the rest.
No, let's say that for the next show, man, so we can keep going, man. But just to give y'all,
hey, post that comment and tell me what you think about that.
What?
The last comment that's just been posted.
Okay, hold up. But
hold up,
yeah, just to read thing, recap of the draft so y'all can look at it later. But that's where we at. We stopping at the 21st pick, man. So there we go. All right.
I already posted it.
Physical traits. Really? I don't know, but I don't see the physical traits that you're talking about. The man jumped 40 inches at the combine, bro. Like,
what are these physical traits that you speak of?
Yeah, what physical traits you talking about, man? He catch real good, he run real hard, and he athletic as shit. what athletic traits you talking about, dog? I'm confused. Man. Like, I don't know. They sleep on dude, man. If y'all let him slip to the second round, bro, he might.
But he don't have to have crazy, even if he doesn't have crazy.
Okay,
He's got
yeah. Najee Harris didn't have crazy speed either. But you also really didn't. But you really didn't catch him from behind either.
But Derrick Henry's the same way.
Yeah, Derrick Henry didn't have crazy speed either.
If you can run to the holes, I mean.
Either.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the quintessential guy that didn't have speed. Jerry Rice didn't have speed either. But you sure didn't catch him from behind either.
But a guy like him, he runs hard. He's good at running through the guards and the tackles. If you don't bring him down when he's breaking through that line of scrimmage, you're gonna have a hard time getting him down once he gets to that second level. So I mean, yeah, he isn't the fastest guy, but he's shifty, he's strong, and he's not afraid to put his hat down on you too. So
yeah, man. So, but that is the show, man. Unless you got something else for us.
No,
but that's the show, man. We did this is the first show we did in a long time without no commercial.
Yeah. But we ran through college football though. College football was done in like 15, 20 minutes. So
yeah, so we this is the first show we've done in a long time without a commercial break, man. But we appreciate all the viewership, man, on X, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We appreciate it all, man. Shout out to everybody that commented, man. I wouldn't say see that smooth, man. Or
he's always in there,
bro. Man. We appreciate that. We appreciate that engagement, man, for real. My spouse giving us a little engagement, man. I appreciate it. I don't really know who Aiden is, but I'm not showing that comment because what. But yeah, but we appreciate that, man. So but before we get up out of here, anything you gotta say to the people?
Yeah, shout out to everybody who's watching live. Shout out to all the awesome comments, man. See that smooth is in every stream I do. And he always gives really good feedback, really good conversation. So shout out to you, man. Shout out to you for sure. But if you like this kind of content, please like the video. It helps with the algorithm. It helps get our video out to more people that like it. And it just really helps with the views as well. And we wouldn't be here without the views, which is you guys watching right now. So definitely check it out. If you're not already subscribed, drop what you're doing. All hands on deck and subscribe because it doesn't hurt to do it. And if you really watch the content like that, it'll continue to pump that content out to you. If you watch it on YouTube, hit the bell notification. It'll continue to hit you every time something comes up, whether it be shorts, game streams, weekly shows, all that good stuff. If you're on social media, check us out on Facebook, X, TikTok, all of that stuff. If you like the game streams, there's one almost every single day of the week. Check us out on Twitch. Like, follow, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Join the movement. Almost to 30,000 subscribers on YouTube in less than 2 years. Shout out to you guys for that. TikTok is over 10,000. Check us out over there. There's daily uploads on that side as well. You won't be disappointed. But like I said before, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to tune in. I know it's the off season. I know you think it's probably a dead time, but it's never dead for us. We work 24/7, 365 days a year, and for you guys at home.
As Josh Pate says, there is no off season. But I'm your boy Cam. There's Brandon. This is a football frame of mind. Catch y'all next Sunday. Don't forget to tune in.
Peace.